Today is 2525. Anyway, I posted a video yesterday about an HR expert who said, stop going above and beyond at work. Yeah, that's what she said. Stop going above and beyond at work. But there's a lot of context around it. So I want you to go look at my video from yesterday. Check my video out. But one of the things that she also mentioned is having a good work-life balance. Is there such a thing as a good work-life balance? I don't know. Some things take priority over others, and a lot of times it's our family, right? Not work. You don't want to prioritize work over family. Right. I understand we want to make sure that our finances are straight, that we want to do the best job that we can. But Jason Wilson brought up a good point when I was watching The Breakfast Club yesterday, and he was on B. Simone the other day. So I'm like, you know what? He's doing his thing right now, but he is promoting a book. So that's why I saw him on both channels or both pages or videos. Can I get it right? Anyway, watched B. Simone's and watched The Breakfast Club. I'm going to put the link of that video in the description. When he was on there, he mentioned one thing that just made my ears perk up, like, oh, okay, imbalance. He said, as opposed to work-life balance, he prefers work-life imbalance. And this conversation started when DJ Envy was talking about how he can't turn off being in grind mode because grind mode got him to where he is today. Same with Jess Hilarious, same with Charlamagne. They all mentioned that, it's hard to turn it off. But with Jason, he was saying that you have to figure out priorities, right? You're not going to be able to balance the scale. Everything will be on the same level. So you're going to have to prioritize some things, and some things matter more than others. So your scale is going to be tipped one way or the other. There is no balance. A lot of times we talk about multitasking at work. There is no multitasking. You can't do two things at once. Maybe within a split second, maybe. But you cannot focus on two things at one time. Like that's me recording and trying to go cook. I can't do that. I'm focusing right now on recording. There's no multitasking. You have to prioritize things, and that's where you'll find an imbalance in your scale because you're going to lean towards things that matter a little bit more. Now, I'm not saying that getting paid doesn't matter, because it does. We still want to perform well at work. We still want to, progress in life. We still want to make sure that we can take care of the household. So you just have to find some type of, way to prioritize things where you're not really losing too much on both sides. Check out this video. I'm going to start it right now, and I'm going to talk about it while we're watching it. All right, watch.
That's real, brother. For me, I remember the concept of balanced life. We hear that a lot, For me, Envy, I live an imbalanced life. So the things that hold the greatest importance must always tip the scale. So when you live a balanced life, nothing truly claims priority. So for me, it's of course, the Most High, my family, my calling, my health. See, when it's leveled, everything gets the same attention. So I tell people,
everything gets the same attention when you're living a balanced life. I had to think about that, right? And it makes absolute sense, because when you're looking to balance something on a scale, you want it to be even. How can everything be even? How can everything be balanced? In life, things take priority. But then it's about prioritizing the things that take that are greater value to you, right? So if your kids have a recital, if they have a football game, or if they have basketball, or if they have hockey, or whatever it is that they're playing at the time. You can see I got boys, right? How many sports did I talk about? Anyway, they have recitals and ballet, all those types of things, gymnastics. How do you balance that time with your kids and your family? Work is calling you to complete some things. How do you balance all of that? So when he says living an imbalanced life, that actually makes sense to me. Let me know if that makes sense to you. Living an imbalanced life as opposed to a balanced life, which will give you a little bit more fulfillment.
Make sure that scale always tips in favor of what matters the most. When I started living that way and stopped living from what I do, stop living from fear of again not having, I understand that, brother. Mm-hmm. I stopped worrying about those things and realizing I can only do so much, man.
Living in fear of not having, especially when you have, been in grind mode for so long and you're making a substantial amount of money. Like you have rich people who are just continuously grinding to make sure that their balance stays at a high level because they don't want to lose it. But at that same point, are you losing yourself because you don't want to lose it? Are you losing time with your kids because you don't want to lose it? You have to figure out what needs to be prioritized. How can I imbalance some things instead of balancing everything? I need to prioritize what really, really matters. And what really, really matters at the end of the day. And I think as we get older, you go through different life experiences and different things help you determine what is more important than others. As your parents get older, you have to start taking care of them. Your kids are heading off to college. You got to do things financially for them. Things do take priority. And of course, you need your job to help you with certain things, but prioritizing where you spend your time should take precedence, right? I don't know how you can really balance life. You really can't.
And then what's most important is to ask yourself, why am I doing this? So many of us, especially in the era of social media and how everything is broadcast and content creation, it's like our lives are becoming that instead of, really being authentic. And it's like, no, I'm pregnant. I don't have time to do this. And just let people know that. But when we allow society to say, hey, Envy, I need you to do this. You the man. You got to do this and promote this. Can you go here? Man, your life feels like it's not worth living, And I often tell men, you're not tired of living. You're tired of not living.
You're not tired of living. You're tired of not living. Oh, geez. I have a video. If you know me, I have a video. And I'm going to post it somewhere up here, somewhere, where I said, are you living to live? Are you living to live? It's such a great question. These are things that we need to ponder over. The concept of work-life balance. No. I think living an imbalanced life, as Jason Wilson stated, is probably the better way to go. And it's probably what most of us are doing anyway, because you can't balance work and life like that. You can't. Tell me you can. Okay, anyway. I digress. I just wanted to share that. I thought it was good when I heard him say, I live an imbalanced life as opposed to a balanced life. Because all we hear is work-life balance, work-life balance, work-life balance all the time. So for him to interject and say, no, imbalance. You need work-life imbalance. Prioritize some things that really matter to you. Now, like my last video, watch it. I did say you still want to do your best at work. You still want to, not go above and beyond, but do your best. But don't give them your best. Check out my previous video. We have to just make better decisions as it pertains to our life because we only get one. We only get one. And I appreciate you. And I thank you for being here. Take care, and I'll see you on the next video. So DJ Envy had asked him a question about how do you turn off grind mode? Because grind mode is what got him to his success. Jess Hilarious to her success, Charlamagne to his success. How do you turn it off? And that's what led to the conversation about finding an imbalance, prioritizing things that matter a lot more than the others. Everything cannot be on the same level. You can't have the same level for everything, right? There's some things that take a priority. So Jason was saying that you have to prioritize. The scale has to tip one way or the other, towards work more, towards family more. But you have to make that decision. You have to make the decision on what takes precedence over the other. So yesterday I posted a video about, one moment. So yesterday I posted a video and it was about an HR expert who said, stop going above and beyond. Yesterday I posted a video about an HR expert who had said, stop going above and beyond. So Envy just asked him a question about how to turn off, basically turn off your brain and, just stop grinding and be present in the moment, present with your family, present with your loved ones, present with yourself. How do you turn off being in grind mode? Because you don't want to lose what you have gained so far because of your grind. And so just listening to Jason Wilson, his response to this.
You talk about turning it off, right? And this is important because I see it with Jess, I see it with myself, and I see it with a lot of other brothers. Talk about the importance of turning it off, right? I think we come from a place where we had to get it, right? And if you listen to Jess' story, Jess tell you times where the lights were off. And so I know for herself, it's hard to turn things down now because you never want to go back to that place. I feel the same way, and a lot of my friends around me feel the same way. It's like we can't stop because you never know when it's over. So talk about the importance of that, because you said, beginning of the year, you had to turn it off. And for some, it's difficult to turn it off. I mean, I seen Jess recently in the hospital still doing stories because it's like, it's hard to turn this shit off.
That's real.
But she also mentioned having good work-life bouncing. But she also mentioned sacrifice. So when you are trying to balance the things between work and home, you have to end up sacrificing a lot of times. Getting out of grind mode. I know these. Now, I just saw Jason Wilson on B. Simone's podcast the other day. So I'm like, he's on now The Breakfast Club. But come to find out, he's on a book tour. But he had good things to say in both of those videos. So I'm going to link them both down in the description. Some wise words. And I encourage you to watch the full video if you can. Both videos, B. Simone's and Breakfast Club.